Okay, we'll start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudirayet. नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टकी मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं चैतन्यमीश्वरम् ओमज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितमेन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते जयपताक स्वामिति नामिने। नमाचार्यपदाय निताय कृपपदायिनि गौरकथाधामदाय नगरग्रामतारिणि। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणि निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य Hare Krishna, devotees. Thank you for joining Bhagavatam study. Today, Canto 2, Chapter 7, Text 52, right?
Yes, Prabhuji, it is allotted to me.
Okay, please go ahead.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, His Divine Grace, Bhaktivedanta, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna. Yata harau Bhagavati Nrunam Bhaktir Bhavishyati Sarvatmanya Dhari Iti Sankalpa Varnaya. Translation. Please describe the signs of Godhead with determination and in a manner by which it will be quite possible for the human being to develop transcendental devotional service unto the personality of Godhead, Hari, the super soul of every living being and the summum bonum source of all energies. Purport. Srimad Bhagavatam is the philosophy of devotional service and the scientific presentation of man's relationship with Supreme Personality of Godhead. Prior to the age of Kali, there was no need for such a book of knowledge to know the Lord and his energies. But with the beginning of the age of Kali, human society gradually became influenced by four sinful principles, namely illegitimate connection with women, intoxication, gambling, and unnecessary killing of animals. Because of these basic sinful acts, man gradually became forgetful of his eternal relation with God. Therefore, man became blind, so to speak, to his ultimate goal of life. The ultimate goal of life is not to pass a life of irresponsibility like the animals and indulge in a polished way in the four animal principles, namely eating, sleeping, fearing, and mating. For such a blind human society in the darkness of ignorance, Srimad Bhagavatam is the torchlight to see the things in the proper perspective. Therefore, it was necessary to describe the signs of God from the very beginning or from the very birth of phenomenal. As we have already explained, Srimad Bhagavatam is so scientifically presented that any sincere student of this great science will be able to understand the science of God simply by reading it with attention or simply by regularly hearing it from the bona fide speaker. Everyone is hankering after happiness in life, but in this age, the members of human society, blind as they are, do not have the proper vision that the personality of Godhead is the reservoir of all happiness because He is the ultimate source of everything. Janmade asya yataha. Happiness in complete perfection without hindrance can be achieved only by our devotional relationship with Him. And it is only by this association that we can get free of distressful material existence. Even those who are after enjoyment of their material world can also later shelter, can also take shelter of the great signs of Srimad Bhagavatam.
Hare Krishna.
Uh, and they will be successful at the end. Narada is therefore requested or ordered by his spiritual master to present this science with determination and in good plan. Narada was never advised to preach the principles of Bhagavatam to earn livelihood. He was ordered by the spiritual master to take the matter very seriously on a missionary spirit. Hare Krishna
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Let's say,
So, Brahmaji is talking to Narada. He's telling Narada, please describe the science of God with a determination, in a manner by which it will be quite possible for the human being to develop transcendental devotional service unto the personality Godhead Hari, the super soul of every living being and the summa bonum of all the energies. So this is the instruction the spiritual master and father gives his son and disciple. So this instruction, it is not just for Narada, it is for all of us. Through this instruction, Brahmaji is telling everybody, I mean all of us, that we should spread this knowledge of Bhagavatam with the determination and by which it will be quite possible for human being to develop trans-loving service to Supreme Lord Krishna. Hari. So the determination, why is that determination? Because this, especially in Kali Yuga, will have a lot of challenges, lot of stumbling blocks, especially those who are preaching. Either, the fellow people or the circumstances or even the Maya Devi will create so much trouble because nobody wants a good. Kali Yuga, dharma is considered adharma. If somebody does good, people are against age. So the determination is especially the preaching. Srila Prabhupada is a live example. 1922, he received instruction from spiritual master. Go to Western world, preach because you will learn English. He had to spend more than 40 years to get that, one passage to outside world. Devotees able to hear me?
Yes, Prabhuji, we are able to hear you.
Internet again becoming weak. Okay. So we should be very, very careful. A person like Prabhupada had to go through so much difficulty. Not only that, Srila Prabhupada disciples, all of them had gone through so much, especially Russia. Those devotees, they were tortured, they killed because they're chanting the holy name. Or before that, we have example of Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur was beaten 22 marketplaces. And the soldiers finally pleading him, hey Haridasa, please die. Because he's not dying. If you don't die, the Muslim king will kill us. Why did you not kill him? So Haridas has to act like a dying. So then they threw Haridas Thakur in Ganga, went and reported to king that we killed him. Because what is his offense? Chanting the holy name. Because before that, the king, the Muslim king, has told Haridas, hey, you are born in our community. Why are you chanting Hindu name? Stop that. Otherwise, we'll beat you. He said, you can kill or you can cut my body in 1,000 pieces. Each piece will chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. You cannot stop me chanting holy name. So then that's a punishment for him. Because those who does good, this is a punishment. Of course, why he could not felt any pain, we know the pastime later. After a few years, once Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met Haridas Thakur and asked Haridas, hey Haridas, do you remember those 22 marketplaces? The soldiers are beating you left and right. Did you felt any pain? Mahaprabhu asking Haridas. Then Haridas said, no Mahaprabhu, I never felt any pain. Then Mahaprabhu asked, why? Haridas said, I don't know. Then Mahaprabhu showed his back. Haridas, look at my back. All the scratches are there. Each beating, I was there behind you, taking the pain, taking the beating. So that's what Mahaprabhu does. When you do certain preaching, we may get so many stumbling blocks, but Mahaprabhu always will be there to support us. Here, Brahmaji is instructing Narada Muni, please go out, spread this with a determination so that something good can happen for the human being, so that they can do loving devotional service. Loving devotional service, that is the topmost, so that every being, every living being, and understand he is the Supreme Lord. Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, Srimad Bhagavatam is a philosophy of a devotional service and scientific presentation of a man's relationship with the Supreme Personality Godhead. The first and foremost, why is written man is mainly for human being, because human being got this higher knowledge. Doesn't mean that other jivas are not related to Krishna. They are all directly connected to Krishna. Whereas human has got higher intelligence. Asato Brahma Jnasa, Shastra says that at least now you got this human body, ask question. Do Jnasa. What is your duty? Where are you come from? Where are you going? This is the question I need to ask. Otherwise, what is the difference between human and animal? Ahara, nidra, bhaya, maituna, samana. Eating, sleeping, mating, defending. Animal also does, human also does. Then what's the difference? So that is the difference. Dharma hi heta. The spiritual activity, that is the only difference. So that's why Prabhupada says that Bhagavatam philosophy of devotional service is meant for the scientific presentation for the human being, so that they can understand the relationship with the Lord. What is our relationship? Sambandha. Our sambandha with Krishna is that I am the eternal servant. So that's why this 3-stage Shastra says, Sambandha Abhideya Prayojana. My sambandha with the Lord is that I am the eternal servant, he is my eternal master. Not only he, every jiva is my master, I am the servant. That is a philosophy Srila Prabhupada and Vaishnava Acharyas gives it. So, but in Kali Yuga, Prabhupada says there are
Hare Krishna. Audio is lost, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Is disconnected.
Sorry, devotees. I don't know. At what stage you got disconnected?
Our sambandha with the God is we are the servitors of Him.
Yes, that's the sambandha. So I need to establish sambandha. Sambandha is there. Prabhupada says every jiva has got sambandha. Every jiva is a devotee. We cannot say that I'm the devotee, others are not. That is not understanding. Everybody is devotee. Maybe I'm not devotee because I'm not practicing. That should be my mood. So my sambandha is to serve. And how to serve? I follow the process, the abhidheya process, whether chanting, whether preaching, whether my reading scriptures. And what is the prayojana? Krishna prema. That is the ultimate goal of my life. So for that, I need to follow these four principles. Prabhupada says that, so eternal relationship with the God, our eternal relation with the servant. Jivera Swarupe Nityara Krishnadas. So ultimate goal of life is to attain lotus feet of Krishna, Krishna Prema, and serve him. We are, as a devotees, we are not expecting anything else. Like Mahaprabhu says that whether you embrace me or crush me under your feet, I am eternally your servant. This is the mood of a devotee. Devotee never expects anything. Devotee never has na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitava jagadish kamai. I don't want any dhana. I don't want any jana. I don't want any good wife or relationship. I just want eternally, janma, janma. I need your service. That's the only expectation. So, with that mood, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Trinadapi sunichena, tarorapi sahishtuna, amanena manadena kirtaniya sudahari. How? Like a blade of grass, or like a tree, humbler like a tree, tolerant like a tree, humbler like a blade of grass, without expecting any respect, giving respect to everybody. Kirtaniya sudahari. That is the mood in which I should develop that. So otherwise, Prabhupada quoting poor principles like ahara, nidra, bhaya, maituna, which animal also does. Then what is the difference between human and animal? So Prabhupada says that here, simply by reading Srimad Bhagavatam in attention, or simply by regularly hearing it from a bona fide speaker, we can achieve that. So Bhagavatam given so much important. Prabhupada quoting from the first verse of Bhagavatam. He says, so Janmadyasya, he says, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janmadyasya Yataro Anvayat Tatescha Vijnaswarat Tene Brahmaradhayadi Kavaye Muhyanti Yat Suraya Tejo Vari Mridam Yata Vinimayo Yatra Trisarga Amrishaha Damna Svena Sada Nirastakvakaha Satyam Param Dhimahi. So, this first sloka where it said that Vasudeva Putra Krishna, you are eternally, you are all everywhere. Whether it's Srishti or you are created, uncreated, you are the controller of everything. So, such Krishna, I worship him. So, that's why Brahmaji is telling Narada, you spread this message to as many people as possible. So finally, Prabhupada says that Narada was never advised to preach the principle of Bhagavatam to earn a livelihood. Because in today, people are there. They speak Bhagavata Katha, make money, make their livelihood. The Katha, Bhagavad Saptaha, things like that. Bhagavatam is not meant for selling. Bhagavad Saptaha is not meant for making sense gratification. So that's why Brahmaji says he was ordered by the spiritual master to take matter very seriously in a missionary spirit. So that missionary spirit with a freely distribute. Other day, some devotees were asking, why you are celebrating this festival such a grand when you don't have people, when you don't have money? Why can't you do it very simple? Here we can understand what Prabhupada is saying. That missionary spirit and distribute freely. Then the devotee is asking, You have celebrated Janmashtami, Rath Yatra for so many years. How many devotees come? Where are those devotees? He's talking about our center, Narayana. Why these people are not there? Why they are not coming every Sunday? They may come, they may not come. But those who have come to the festival, they take a darshan of the Lord. Or those who come to Janmashtami, take darshan of the Lord. Their millions of janmas, papas, is washed away, burnt. Today, tomorrow, sometime they definitely come. But if you don't celebrate, how people will get to, mercy. So that's the instruction of Brahmaji to Narada. So that's the instruction of all of us. All of us should, with the determination, that missionary spirit has to be taken. Otherwise, why should Prabhupada have to go to America and struggle so much? He could have easily sat in the Vrindavan, right? Why Prabhupada disciples struggling today, giving their life for what? They could aramte sat in Mayapur, then the japa. If they think that let me do my katha, my Bhagavatam, my japa, they could have easily done, right? Why they taking so much trouble? That is the missionary spirit. That is the instruction of the spiritual master. Okay, so maybe my humble request that we should take that mood. Okay, we'll read one more sloka. 53.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare
Aha,
Krishna. Prabhuji, I'm reading it from mobile only. Text. Second canto, 7th chapter, 53 shloka. Hare Krishna. Mayam mm, mm, Mayam Varnayato Amushya Ishvara Ishvaraha
Anumodataha.
anu
अनुमोदतः
अनुमोदतः
शृण्वतः
अनुमोदतः
नेक्स्ट शृण्वतः श्रद्धाय
श्रीनवतय श्रद्धाय
नित्यां
नित्यां
मया
मया
आत्मा न मुह्यति
मया आत्मा
आत्मा न मुह्यति
आत्मान
मुह्यति
Muyati. Thank you, Mataji. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The
Jai.
Lord and the Lord's activities in association with different energies should be described as appreciated and heard in accordance with the teaching of the Supreme Lord. If this is done regularly with devotion and respect, one is sure to get out of the illusory energy of the Lord. Purport. The science of learning a subject matter seriously is different from the sentiments of fan- fantas- fanatics or fools may consider the the Lord's activities
Activities.
in relation with the external energy to be useful for them, and they may falsely claim to be higher participants in the internal energy of the Lord. But factually, the Lord's activities in relation with the external energy and the internal energy are equally good. On the other hand, those who are completely free from the clutches of the Lord's external energy should devotedly hear regularly about the activities of the Lord in relation with the external energy. They should not foolishly jump up to the activities of the internal energy, falsely falsely attracted by the Lord's internal potential activities like his Rasalila. The chief reciters of Bhagavatam are very much enthusiastic about Lord's internal potential activities and the pe- pe-
Pseudo.
pseudo
Pseudo devotees.
pseudo devotees observed in material sense enjoyment falsely jump to the stage of the liberated souls and thus fall down deeply into the clutches of external energy. Some of them think that to hear about the pastime of the Lord means to hear about his activities with the gopis or about his pastimes like lifting the Govardhan hill. And they have sometimes to, then they have nothing to do with the Lord's plenary expansions of the Purusha avatars and their pastimes of the creation, maintenance, or annihilation, annihilation of the material worlds. But a pure devotee knows that there is no difference between the pastimes of the Lord, either in Rasa Leela or in creation, maintenance, or destruction of the material world. Rather, the description of such activities of the Lord as the Purusha avatars are specifically meant for the person who are in the clutches of the external energy. Topics like the Rasalilas are meant for the liberated soul and not for the conditioned soul. The conditioned souls, therefore, must hear with appreciation and devotion the Lord's pastime in relationship with the external energy, and such acts are as good as the hearing of Rasalila in the liberated stage. A conditioned soul should not imitate the activities of the liberated soul. Lord Sri Chaitanya never indulged in hearing the Rasalila with ordinary men. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, the science of God, the first nine Prabhuji, it's gone up. The first nine cantos prepare the ground for hearing the 10th canto. Thus, this will be further explained in the last chapter of this canto. In the third canto, it will be more explicit. A pure devotee of the Lord, therefore, must begin reading or hearing Srimad Bhagavatam from the very beginning and not from the 10th canto. We have several times been requested by the so-called devotees to take up the 10th canto immediately, but we have refrained from such an action because we wish to present Srimad Bhagavatam as the science of Godhead and not as a sensuous understanding for the conditioned soul. This is forbidden by such authorities as Sri Brahmaji. By reading and hearing Srimad Bhagavatam as a scientific presentation, the conditioned soul will gradually be promoted to the higher state of transcendental knowledge after being freed from the illusory energy based on the sense enjoyment. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Jai
So,
Prabhupada ki jai.
further saying, Lord's activities in association with this different energies should be described, appreciated, heard in accordance with the teachings of the Supreme Lord. If this is done regularly with the devotion and respect, one is sure to get out of the illusionary energy of the Lord. So we are all stuck in this Maya, the material world. If we have a desire to get out of this, we have to hear regularly Srimad Bhagavatam. That is the only desire, that's the only job enough. Because when you hear Bhagavatam, so why? Because when you hear Bhagavatam, we just don't hear, we do service. That's why Prabhupada every step says devotional service, pure transcendental devotional service. Hearing Bhagavatam doesn't mean that I'll do only katha. No, I do serve. Because whole Bhagavatam is about the service. Whole Bhagavatam talks about different people, different devotees doing service. Like Dhruva Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, everybody does their best of the service. Or finally up to the gopis. So that's why Prabhupada is, Brahmaji saying this, and Prabhupada in the Prabhupada says, the science of learning subject matter seriously is different from the sentiment of fanatics. Bhagavatam is not a fanatism. It is not that, I just develop a fanatism. It is a science. It is my love for Krishna. I have to do my service. So that's why we should be very, very careful. So external energy is there, Maya is there, but at the same time, we are not too much attached to the internal energy also. Like here, when Prabhupada says that even Sukadeva Goswami never uttered a word Srimati Radharani in the whole Bhagavatam, because Srimati Radharani is such a pure, transcendent personality, pure person with a pure love for Krishna. So we have, especially, I don't have any qualification to talk about her greatness. Even Sukadeva Goswami, he just says Aradhita, he never says Srimati Radharani. So that is the level of Sukadeva Goswami, then who I am. So that's why Prabhupada says that we never go into the Rasa Leela pastime, because I will not be able to understand. Prabhupada, that's why given 10th canto in Krishna book. He clearly says that canto 1 to canto 9, read, understand, go systematically. Prabhupada writes here. There is so many people requested him to start 10th canto. He said, no, sorry. You read from canto 1 to canto 9, understand, practice it. That's enough. Don't bother to venture into 10th canto. So that's why Prabhupada says those who are not completely free from the clutches of the Lord's external energy should devotedly hear regularly about activities of the Lord in relation with the external energy. So that's why I say Kurukshetra Leela is equally important Rasa Leela. You hear Kurukshetra Leela, we talk about the Purusha avatars, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesha, creation, maintenance, annihilation. You hear from that, that's enough. So that is equally important, or that's more potent than Ras Leela. Don't bother to get into Ras Leela. Prabhupada writes here, a conditioned soul should not imitate the activities of the liberated souls. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never indulged hearing the Rasa Leela with an ordinary man. He did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did the Kirtan, very close door. The intense whole night Kirtan. He never invited others because they will not understand. So that's why Prabhupada says in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Science of God, the first 9 cantos prepare the ground for hearing 10th canto. So unless we hear properly, understand, never bother to venture into 10th canto. Okay, we'll stop here. Devotees can share their comments. Who want to start? Maybe other side today. Shridevi Mataji want to start?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji,
Mataji.
my humble pranams. Thank you for the class.
No, no points, Mataji. Okay, Sudha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, pranams. Thank you for the class. It is very inspiring to know about Haridas Thakurji, like how he was very, like when officials told him to not to chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, he told to, even if his body was cut into 1,000 pieces, each piece will, hello?
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, each piece will chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So it is very inspiring to know that. And also the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the incarnation of our Lord Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. He showed that Haridas Thakur was not able to, when he didn't get any pain because those beatings were taken by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we can also see here both devotee and Supreme Lord, how both are very, fond of each other, and that's the prem that Krishna might be looking for in a devotee, and that's the kind of Lord we are also looking for. And Brahmaji instructed Narada Muni to spread Bhagavatam to everyone, to so that we will come to know about Lord Sri Krishna. And sambandha between we and God is we are eternal servant of Supreme Lord, and we should follow Abhidaya process, chanting, preaching, and listening to the glories of the Lord. And what is our ultimate goal is to attain Krishna Prema. That is our ultimate goal. And we are also stuck in Maya. And if we want to come out of it, we need to read Bhagavatam. Whole Bhagavatam tells us to do service. That's very important. That we need to follow, Prabhuji. That is my takeaway. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Mataji. Shruti Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. That's what points Mataji gave. And thing is, hearing Bhagavatam is a service to get out of Maya. And that is what it is, the service of love for Krishna, this hearing Bhagavatam. And secondly, we get to know there is no mention of Radharani in anywhere in Bhagavatam, because Radharani was such a pure transcendental being that there is no need to mention her, and she was full of pure transcendental love for Krishna. So this were the extra points I wanted to add. That's all. Thanks for the class, Prabhuji.
Kanchana Venkataraman Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yeah, that's why Brahmaji tells sage Narada to share the science of Godhead with the determination to save mankind from Kali age effect. Aim of sharing this knowledge about God is to inspire people to develop pure devotion for Supreme Lord, who is the powerful source of all material, spiritual energy. He is the super soul with everyone. To develop Krishna Prema and serve him is the goal of life. This knowledge must be imparted in a disciplined succession, and our sambandha with God is He is the master, I am His servant. Reading Bhagavatam purifies thoughts, connects us to good company of devotees for loving transcendental devotional service, foster Krishna consciousness in us and everywhere, wherever we are around us. Then Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 7, 53 verse says, regular practice of Bhagavatam reading enable pure devotional service, and frees us from material illusionary energy. It states that Srimad Bhagavatam must be studied systematically from beginning rather than jumping straight to advanced spiritual pastime. It is the science of God, not a book of mere stories or a source of cheap sentiment. Text strictly warns conditioned souls against leaping directly to 10th canto to hear about Lord's intimate exchanges, Rasa Leela. Bhagavatam is spiritual tonic to be taken daily to break free from clutches of Maya. First 9 cantos are to be read to purify the mind and then prepare foundation for higher transcendental knowledge. This is my understanding, Prabhuji. Thank you for the class. Hare Krishna, humble pranams.
Lakshmi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, everything is covered. We are the servitors of the Lord. Ultimate goal of life is Krishna Prema only. For that, the devotee or the jiva should serve him following the principles like ways, like chanting, reading, listening, or reading Srimad Bhagavatam. Him. It is a science. Srimad Bhagavatam is a science through which one can obtain pure love on Lord. For that, gradual reading is very important. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Mariappan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranams.
Good.
Dharma is mistakenly understood in Kali Yuga, and Haridas Thakur has been tortured for chanting holy name, being born in Muslim community, and Haridas Thakur has been completely protected by Mahaprabhu, and Srimad Bhagavatam is exclusively written for human being in successfully complete their lives and understand their relationship with the Lord and realize the eternal and realize that they are the eternal servant of Lord. I have to regain my sambandha by following 4 principles, requesting for chance and opportunity to serve the devotional services to Supreme Lord. Simply by reading or listening to Srimad Bhagavatam from bona fide authority, we will enable everyone to get liberated from the material world. And Naradaji has been ordered to spread messages of Srimad Bhagavatam in missionary spirit. I must realize the struggles of senior acharyas and contribute my efforts to to spread the messages of Srimad Bhagavatam in accordance to the guidelines of Acharyas in spreading Srimad Bhagavatam. And text 53, we are entrapped in illusion of this material world. Hearing Srimad Bhagavatam is not mere listening. One must develop pure love for Supreme Lord Krishna and take up devotional services to Supreme Lord. Progress in Srimad Bhagavatam reading and hearing from Canto 1, not to jump over the cantos. 10th canto is meant for liberated souls, not for the neophyte devotees. That much I understood, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Krishna, Asha Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for the class.
Hare Krishna. So we'll stop here. So that will continue tomorrow. Please try to invite the devotees who are not coming. Please try to message each one so that others also can participate. We'll stop here. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyacha. Patitana pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namah ananta koti vaishnav vrinda ki jai. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samveta Bhakta vrinda ki jai. Krishna.